Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ba'd. This is your brother Jamal Zaheen from the IIOC Da'wah Outreach Department. I want to thank you so much for taking time out and joining us here for our main event, which is our annual Da'wah Outreach Department fundraiser. As you know, in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, typically, of course, pre-COVID-19, we would have a fundraiser and we would raise funds for the masjid and specifically here for the Da'wah Outreach Department. But being that the masjid is closed, of course, we are coming to you virtually live, as you can see. So thank you so much for spending this beautiful evening with us. And as you know, this is the 23rd night of Ramadan. That means, can this be Laylatul Qadr, the night of power, the night of decree? Possibly. Allah knows best. So we say, Allahu Alam, Allah knows best. But thank you so much for tuning in and joining us. We have a very beautiful program. And the program is the journey of our new Muslim brothers and sisters to Islam. Many times we find, specifically in Ramadan, so many people, they embrace Islam, right? And that's amazing. And therefore, we want to hear their journey and we want to hear how they became Muslim and some of the maybe challenges that they faced. And at the same time, I remind myself and I remind you that this is the night of giving. So please give generously. Whatever you're able to donate, we would really appreciate. Again, this is the time that we try to sustain funds so we can last for another year, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. So please help us in this. Joining me today, my co-host, a really dear brother to myself, a mentor to me, someone who has a lot of experience in the work of da'wah, and especially in the new Muslim, in the spectrum of working with new Muslims, is my dear brother Muhammad Shahab Hassan. Brother Muhammad Shahab, assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Alaikum assalam, how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us here today. As you know, this is a very special night for us, and therefore you having so much experience in the work of outreach or da'wah, inviting people to Islam. We are really thankful that you are here with us tonight.
No, Jazakallah khair for giving me the opportunity. I'm looking forward to today's event. Inshallah, we got a lot of good stories, a lot of surprises. So inshallah, everyone just tune in and inshallah and enjoy as well.
Thank you so much. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. So one thing I want to remind everyone is you're gonna see running stats coming momentarily, and these are some of our accomplishments by the permission of Allah that we have done throughout the year. One of them, just keep in mind throughout the night, we're gonna remind everyone is to donate. IIOC.com/donate. Again, IIOC.com/donate. You can do so, and please donate generously. Our goal, as you can see here on the right-hand side of your screen, is $25,000. That's our goal for tonight. That is, I think, very achievable for our community. We've done that many times, alhamdulillah, by the permission of Allah. Therefore, I need everyone to do their best to donate as much as you can. Again, IIOC.com/donate, and do your best, inshallah. All right, so Brother Shahab, are we ready to go?
Inshallah, let's go.
All right, perfect, alhamdulillah. Inshallah, we want to make sure that you guys are all tuned in with us here. So one of the things before we get started, I want to remind everyone that please share this with at least one person. So therefore, tonight we want to see many people live. You have a chat box. We have a chat box here that you can leave comments. If you're watching this on Facebook, if you're watching this on YouTube, do your best to leave some comments. If IIOC has impacted you in any way, please do so. And then if you are donating, make sure you donate on the link. Again, IIOC.com/donate. You can find that link also in the description box on YouTube, and I'm sure it's on Facebook as well. But then also, if you can put it in the live comments, it would be great, because this way we can see how many people are actually donating, inshallah, if that's okay. All right, so first up, we're very blessed that we have, and of course, if there's any technical glitches, we do ask you to be patient with us. This is something that's very important to us, so therefore, there's many different things behind the scenes that we're doing, so may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you in your patience. First, we have up, I want to introduce our dear brother Forrest Long. Brother Forrest, are you there with us?
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh, brother. How are you?
May God's peace and blessings be upon you as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Brother Forrest is a dear core member at IIOC. He's someone that joined us recently, someone who recently accepted Islam, and his story is very beautiful. Of course, I can't do justice to his story or any of the stories tonight because we only have a few minutes. We are going to 11 p.m., so therefore we have a short span of time. But I wanted to ask you, Brother Forrest, if you can briefly, in a few minutes, tell us about your journey to Islam. How did you come? How was that process?
Yeah, Bismillah. I started off in Sacramento and looking for peace and looking for God, and I found just that through a barber of mine. And he was cutting hair. He was one of the coolest dudes I ever met. And
A barber,
I
huh?
asked him,
MashaAllah.
yeah, I asked him, hey man, I seen some Islamic art on his wall, and I had to ask him about it, and give me a quick rundown. And right then and there, I was like, this is what I've been looking for my whole life. It hit home. And so then I eventually moved back here to Santa Ana, California from Sacramento, and then I was riding my bike one day from work, and I rode by the masjid. And I remember a brother sitting outside, and just like I had to turn around. I had to turn my bike around. I went inside, and I was like, man, I've never been to a mosque. Let me go in. And I'll never forget, the brother introduced me to you, Brother Jamal. And we had a little tour around the masjid. And alhamdulillah, it was the most beautiful thing, because my first experience in the mosque and just meeting the brothers that I did meet, it was just the most blessed thing to me. And that's pretty much a little summary of how I actually was introduced, just simply looking on my own. And man, I just got to meet wonderful men along the way. So I'm very grateful for that.
So literally, you're just riding your bicycle, I think, right?
Yeah, just riding my bike,
right in
and
front of State College, in front of the IIOC mosque.
I remember just seeing the masjid and being like, wow, I've never been in one. I have to go in. And I've never looked back since. It was the greatest thing I've ever done.
That's amazing, man. May Allah bless you. And I think that same day, if I'm not mistaken, the outreach department there, they helped you and kind of talked to you about Islam. Did you just accept Islam that same day?
I was there. After my tour was done, it hit home, and I knew this was my calling, because just my heart was telling me. There's no other way to explain that other than my heart was telling me, this is what I've been looking for, and took my shahada right then and there. And alhamdulillah, ever since I converted, my mom and my sister converted since then as well, and actually a couple other friends who I don't know if they would like me to mention, but they converted as well, and it's just been a wonderful journey.
Tell me, if you don't mind, tell me about you. You mentioned your mom and your sister took shahada, meaning they became Muslim as well. Take us through that. I remember when your mother came for the first time.
Yeah, I was growing my beard out, and I remember my mom like, what is that? You need to cut that. And man, just hearing every name in the book, and alhamdulillah, I brought her to the masjid one time. I was like, look, this is what I'm about, and this is what Islam is about. Let me, show you. And she actually took her shahada the first time she ever went. That very same day we went to the masjid, she took her shahada, and my sister as well. I brought her I think a couple times, and on the second or third time, she converted as well. And it was just those are the two most special women in my life. So it really hit home in a nice spot.
May Allah bless you, Forrest. I just want to point out one thing, actually. As you guys can see, the running text at the bottom there, the masjid tours. So from last year to this year, of course, March of 2019 to March 2020, pre-COVID-19, we conducted about 26 tours of the mosque that reached about 680 non-Muslim guests. So just exactly what our brother Forrest is saying. His mother came and she kind of took a tour, saw the masjid. His sister came, and imagine when you're donating, brothers and sisters, this is going towards people that eventually, by Allah's permission, maybe they become Muslim. In this case, they did, alhamdulillah. And even if they don't, for example, at least they have a good understanding about what Islam is. So therefore, I am reminding you and I'm reminding myself, please donate, IIOC.com/donate. You can go ahead and donate now. Again, alhamdulillah, we got $500. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless. This is the first person who donated, Brother Muhammad Shahab.
MashaAllah. See, this is a big blessing, with Brother Forrest's story, that, he came to a masjid that was equipped and that was able to cater to his needs. And this is a big blessing that at IIOC we have a Da'wah Outreach Department where, we can assist people who come in. And there's a lot of times, people come in, they're interested about Islam, just like Brother Forrest was. They're curious, but there's no one to assist. But alhamdulillah, mashallah, with the help of the community, we're able to have a full-time, Da'wah outreach program that was able to assist anyone who comes in and walks in. And alhamdulillah, in your case, mashallah, you walking in and accepting Islam is, what a beautiful thing. So mashallah, may Allah reward you and keep you on the straight path, inshallah. Ameen.
Inshallah. Ameen. Yeah, and man, I'm so, just like you said, the community is really what helped me, and it's been helping me along my journey. I have some great mentors, and you know what, I'm forever grateful. And I mentioned to a number of the brothers at the local masjid that I attend to, that how grateful I am every day, every time I see him. So yeah, any kind of donation, or just any contribution to the masjid is greatly appreciated, because that is definitely a home to those who desperately need the masjid for that spiritual healing.
Definitely, I appreciate it. Is my audio okay? Forrest, you can hear me, yeah?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. I wanted to ask you one question that is about, you're one of those people that are very consistent at the mosque the moment you became a Muslim. Tell me really briefly, because I know we're short on time, about the weekly classes. I know you're a youth mentor at IIOC, meaning you're mentoring some of our youth, right? Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, so it started off with going to coffee with the Sheikh, and just learning so many, just learning so much, and I have to say thank you to all the Sheikhs that I've heard, I gotten the pleasure to listen to speak. So grateful for them, and just hearing any question I had to ask that were being answered, and that's ultimately what led me to just going to every Friday Juma. And in that, I was introduced to my mentors, Asim and Zim, and they're the ones who were running the youth program. And I remember Zim asked me one time to come help out with the kids, and it was like, man, I used to coach kids. I love kids. Let's do it. And that was one of the coolest things, because those young minds, man, they inspire me every day. And I tell them I'm so happy to be a part of such a great program, and it's a great honor. It's a great honor to be to call those brothers my brothers.
I appreciate it, Forrest.
Yeah,
Allah bless you. And lastly, I want to. I know I talked to you the other day, and you mentioned something that really kind of it made me a bit emotional as well. And I think both of us were a bit emotional on the call. But you mentioned that one of your mentors, one of the brothers, he invited you over for iftar, which is a fast-breaking dinner, right? The dinner, and you just feel like it's kind of like you had a family. Maybe when can you tell me about that if you don't mind?
Yeah. Oh man, I can go on for hours about my brother. But yeah, my brother Zim, man, he opened up, him and his family opened up for me their house, and breaking iftar and breaking my fast with them. Having iftar was just one of the most biggest blessings I've ever received, because I've always grew up wanting a family of my own to have dinner with and just sit down, and just let alone breaking fast. It was the coolest thing, and feeling a part of an actual family. Beyond the hospitality is beyond anything I can describe. And oh man, I don't even want to get emotional right now, but yeah, it's a huge blessing. And I know all the new converts who come to the masjid and meet the brothers who have been attending, they can see. And yeah,
Allah bless you.
I actually broke my fast today with them, and I was like, man, I'm so nervous. I'm just very grateful.
No, you're doing great, man. You do great, brother Forrest. And I personally, man, I want to thank you so much, man. I want to thank you so much for joining us. I want to thank you so much for you just being part of the IIOC family, man. And any last minute advice or suggestions for the audience? We have a number of people that are live right now. Anything you want to talk to them about?
Yeah, I want to say, first of all, thank you for watching and tuning into this chat, but also any kind of contribution to our masjid and any kind of donations would be greatly appreciated, whether small or large. $100, $500, whatever it is, it is greatly appreciated, because it keeps our da'wah strong. It keeps the services going on, and I'm grateful, and I know I do my best to give everything I can to our masjid. So any kind of contribution to our mosque will be greatly appreciated. The link is IIOC.com/donate. So Perfect. You can go there and make your contributions there. So thank you, and I wanted to say thank you, Brother Jamal, and the Sheikh for having me. It's a big honor.
A milkshake, not a sheikh. I'm a milkshake. It's all good. I love you.
I have my milkshake that my brother Zim and his wife made for me. So you know what? That was good. Yeah, that was a great joke. That was good.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless you. You got more jokes to come, inshallah. Allah bless you.
Inshallah.
Thank you so much, Brother Forrest, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Our brothers and sisters, just looking at our progress bar here, we are, mashallah, we are at $4,058. We are at
Wow, that is amazing.
$4,058. So we are
Mashallah.
nearing $5,000. Alhamdulillah, we have a very generous donor. The donor has told us now he will match up to $1,000. So if we can get $1,000 from this point, he will match, meaning then we'll have $2,000. So we're at 458.
Mashallah.
If we can get, $5,058, we can then get an extra $1,000. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless his donors. So brothers and sisters, please, as you guys are tuning in live, many of you, first thing is please donate, IIOC.com/donate, right? Please donate right now. Also, you can put it in the live comments as well so we can see who's helping us out. Of course, you want to keep it anonymous, that's totally fine. However, this is going to motivate other people to give as well, right? Number two, please get this link out to everybody else. We are live till 11 o'clock. Our goal tonight is $25,000, brothers and sisters, $25,000. Again, that is very achievable for our community. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. So please donate as much as you can and generously. Again, we have a donor that's going to match for another $1,000 right now. So let's hit $5,058 so we can get that, inshallah. Brother Muhammad Shahab.
MashaAllah, first just like to say Jazakallah khair to Brother Forrest for, taking the time out, sharing the story. MashaAllah, what a beautiful story. And brothers and sisters, this was possible because of your contribution, and the part that you played, assisting the new Muslims, doing the dawah, going out, with your contributions, this was possible. So inshallah, we look forward that for you to continue the support so we can continue the effort of dawah and share more. Inshallah, next year we can share more stories, like wonderful stories like Brother Forrest's story, inshallah. So please be generous. This could be the night of power, inshallah. So just and go to the website and go ahead and donate, please.
Thank you so much, Brother Forrest.
Thank you, Brother Jamal.
Alhamdulillah. Make sure everyone's doing great. Great to have you. Thank you so much. As we are updating the progress bar, again, just to remind everyone, we have a very generous donor that will match up to $1,000 at this point. So we're at 4058. If we can hit 5058, he will match $1,000, inshallah. So having said that, we have our next, actually a sister in Islam that's converted to Islam. This is very interesting. A number of years ago, but is a core member here at IIOC, and her story is amazing, and this is something you want to tune in and watch. Sister Samia, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you, Brother Jamal?
I'm doing great, alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for taking time out, joining us here today. Inshallah, such a beautiful background there with the Kaaba. Allah give us permission to go back. For those of us that might have never been there, we ask Allah to give us permission to go. And for those that have already been there, we ask Allah to let us go there again. Right? Ameen. Sister Samia, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm happy to be here tonight with all of you.
Thank you so much. Alhamdulillah. How's your Ramadan going so far?
Alhamdulillah, it's been very nice. It's a big blessing. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Thank you so much. So what we're asking is, we have a number of people that are live right now, and of course we're trying to sustain funds for our community here at IIOC, specifically the Da'wah department here, which we do every Ramadan. I wanted to ask you, Sister Samia, if it's okay, can you briefly tell us about your journey to Islam? Again, I can't do justice to it in like 1 or 2 minutes, but can you just share with us briefly?
Sure. Well, let's see. Everything started when I was like 15 years old. I was born and raised Catholic, like many Latinos. And one day, subhanAllah, I was in the search of God. I really needed God in my life. So I went to church and I was looking. I really wanted to have that connection with God. But at that moment, I remember that, the people in there told me that whoever I wanted to have my dua answer, that's where I supposed to put my money, right, to the saint. Or I was walking, I entered the church, and as I was walking, and something didn't feel right. I was just looking at Santa Teresita, and I was looking at different saints, and I was like, which one is going to help me? So as I keep moving forward, I went to the main area, and then when I look at the statues, I'm like, no, this cannot be God. Like it doesn't feel right. So I walked out as fast as I could, and when I went and opened the doors of the big, that was like the big main church. As I opened the doors, I made dua, but I didn't know what dua was. I said like, oh God, I know this is not you. Whoever you are, please guide me. I want to know you. I want to worship you. I want to be with you. So that happened when I was 15. And
Wow, 15 years of age?
I was 15 years of age. So subhanAllah, like 7 years had to pass. At the age of 22, I came to California. I had my plans, but we know that Allah has better plans for us. And then one day I was driving on one of the streets that's very crowded here. It was actually in construction. So while I was driving, in front of me there was a sticker. There was a bumper sticker that said, "Worship the Creator, not the creations." And when I first read it, I was like, "What?" And then I had to read it like several times. And when it says worship the creator, the creator, not the creations, it made me back to that day when I was in the church when I made that dua. So at that moment while I was driving, and that car was in front of me like for 5 minutes because the street was in construction. So at that moment I thought like that's it. I'm not going to be Catholic anymore. I'm not going to worship any of that stuff because it doesn't make sense. So alhamdulillah, after weeks later, I met somebody that's an amazing person, right? I was sick, and then at that moment, I supposed to be on rest. So then that person gave me the book of Introduction to Islam and the Quran, right? So when I opened it while I was resting, I opened it, and then I read, God is the only one. I was like, yeah. And he is the only one that deserves to be worshipped with no any partners. I'm like, yeah, like it was so interesting. I was like, I want
It's
to
like
know
tick,
who is God.
tick, tick. It was like check. Yeah, okay. Got it.
Yeah, subhanAllah. And then like he's the Almighty, he is the all powerful, his attributes. And I was like, yes, 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 everything, yes, it just makes sense. So alhamdulillah, after reading that small booklet, alhamdulillah, I decided to make my shahada, and here we are. I'm married with 4 Muslim kids, and alhamdulillah, 14 members of my family became Muslim as well.
14?
Yes, 14.
Allahu Akbar. Like it is in 14.
Yeah, 1 4. Not 20, but 1 4.
Inshallah, we add another zero. Inshallah.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Samia, thank you so much. And one thing here, specifically at IIOC and other communities as well, you and your family have helped out so much. I mean, like Omar, your son, subhanAllah, he's actually, when we have our weekly Islam 101 class every week for our new Muslim brothers and sisters, Omar is helping the youth in those classes. So we have many people that embrace Islam, alhamdulillah, and they might have a family. And so we want the family to come along as well, right? And from a young age, they can learn about Islam. And so Omar, Sister Sumayya's son, has kindly been so gracious to help us out with that. And volunteering, he's never asked for a stipend or anything like that, or anything like that. It's just been from the heart, and we appreciate it. So thank you, and thank your family and all your family. And Allah bless your husband and everyone. Thank you so much. Sister Samia, again, as I was talking to Brother Forrest, I want to apologize because there's no way I can do justice to your beautiful story. But I wanted to talk about, as you know, at IIOC, we have a mentorship program, right, which you're a part of. And so you're mentoring other new Muslims. Can you tell us about this service or this part of the segment at IIOC in the Da'wah department that you're part of?
Sure. Well, that's a big blessing in my life. That's like another dua answered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When I was feeling lonely, when I didn't have anyone, my mentor for many years, she moved to different state. So alhamdulillah, Allah placed me in IIOC. And when I found out that you guys have the mentorship program, of course, I wanted to be part of it. I actually fell in love with the idea because being Muslim for so many years, we always witness people that they come to Islam and then you don't see them after that because there is no follow-up, there is no embracement. So subhanallah, when IIOC welcomed me to be a mentor, I was so happy. So the mentorship program that IIOC has is very helpful because it helps us to welcome the new Muslims, right? And then we teach them the basics of Islam. We teach them how to pray. We embrace them, and mashallah, I've been so fortunate to have so many Latino sisters that they already went through level 1, they already went through level 2, and some they're already going to the university, with Mustapha. So it's a very nice program that embrace the new Muslims.
So I just want to add, because you brought up some very interesting points. So specifically, you're working, of course, we have many people of different backgrounds joining IIOC, but Sister Samia is kindly, because she's bilingual, she speaks both English and Spanish, she's helping us out with sisters who might be more comfortable in the Spanish language. So, and I know she probably doesn't want to say it, but she's mentoring a number of sisters sometimes simultaneously, like at one time. And we have a few different levels in our curriculum when we work with new Muslims, like a level 1 and level 2. She mentioned that, and a level 3. Level 1 is kind of like introduction to Islam, where we teach people how to make wudu, not wudu, right? And then we teach them how to pray. And if you can show those books, Sister Sumaya, by your camera there, if you can just raise those books up for level 1.
That's what I want to show you. So this is the curriculum that we have for level 1.
A little bit higher, if you don't mind. A little bit higher. Yeah,
so
perfect.
We had 2 books. So we have the book of how to pray, like this one. The book of how to pray. Here, do you see it? Okay, there you go. And this is written by Sheikh Mustapha. We have it in Spanish and we have it in English. And then we have this one that is Welcome to Islam.
Yeah.
Which I love it because it's teaching us how to go day by day. You know, you have a new Islam, and we teach them they don't have to change their name, they don't have to like change the whole thing. It's just they're a baby, and we're here to help them, to guide them. We hold them by the hand, inshallah, to be better, to learn the prayer and the basics of Islam.
As you brothers and sisters see right now on the running text, you see 50 new Muslims that have joined us since last March. Can you imagine that 50 new Muslim brothers and sisters have joined us? Some have taken Shahada in other mosques, but they joined us because we have the services, and others have actually took Shahada with us, meaning they became Muslim and they joined our communities. Every one of our brothers and sisters that actually accept Islam, we give them a welcome package, a free welcome package. Again, we don't charge anyone. Of course, we have expenses, but we don't charge anyone. In that welcome package, you'll have some, Sister Samia, I don't know if you have it with you, our new Muslim kit there. So this is a kit. I'm gonna explain it right now. This is the bag that you see. If you can see if you can raise it up there, IIOC Welcome to Islam. So every one of our new Muslim brothers and sisters get that. If we can take out some of the books, you saw 2 books that we give, Welcome to Islam and How to Pray, both written by our own Sheikh Mustapha, who's going to be joining us momentarily. So please hang on. Secondly, we give him a free English translation of the Quran. This is the clear Quran written by Dr. Mustapha. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him. And then we also have. We can show the hijab. I think we have a hijab in there, of course, for our sisters. We put a hijab in there, a really nice one-piece kind of slip-on right there. We also have a sajada, a prayer rug. So when people are, they embrace Islam, it's really nice to give them, a little gift here, like a prayer rug, which you can see right there. In addition to that, we understand that many people, they might be struggling financially, they might be struggling, they might need some counseling, and therefore we're very honored to partner with different Islamic organizations in offering like free counseling services. So we can bring up those flyers there. Specifically with like ICNA Relief, for example, here you have free laundry services, a free medical clinic, right? We have free counseling session, I think is the other one here. On the backside of that, we have a free food pantry. We have free dental services, many different services for our community members that need it. And again, free of charge. And we're partnering with other organizations regarding that, specifically ICNA Relief. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them and the good work that they're doing. And then we also have some flyers, some basic flyers about what is Islam and who are Muslims, the purpose of life, who is the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And the list goes on, right? Just to kind of give you an idea, for us, there's expenses, right? However, for us, when we give it to somebody, we give it free of charge. So I ask you to consider this. Again, you see 15 new Muslims joining us. That's amazing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them. And some of the challenges that they go through, unless you really sit down, brothers and sisters, and you talk to them, to our new Muslim brothers and sisters, you really won't understand. But may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them. Sister May, thank you so much. Very quickly, I know we have a few minutes left. Something's very interesting, and that is that you do your mentorship here at IIOC, but you've been very, how do we say it? Nela Santa, bless you. You translated the outreach department's new Muslim curriculum and mentorship training, and now you do it in Spanish in Mexico. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you briefly tell us about that, please?
Yeah, sure. So, well, first of all, I had to take this training twice. So the first time I went to IIOC and I was in the training, which was like the whole day, I say, no, I had to translate this. I had to take it to Mexico. Yeah. So because I mentioned that some members of my family became Muslim, then I feel the responsibility to take this amazing system to them. They need it. So alhamdulillah, with permission, I was translating it simultaneously. Alhamdulillah, I got the PowerPoint. I came home to study it, and I asked permission to take it to Mexico. And alhamdulillah, it was granted. And last year, in 2019, we were able to go to Mexico 3 times. So we went every 4 months to introduce. Well, the first time we went to Querétaro, and then we had about 45 people that traveled from different parts of Mexico.
Wow.
So some people drove like 8 hours just to attend the mentorship program. And I think I saw the picture. I don't know if you guys
have it. Can we upload the pictures? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, if you can explain to us what's going on here.
Yeah. So this is the first seminar that we went to Mexico in Querétaro. So we give them the books, Sheikh Mustapha's. And they were all so happy. So while they were holding them, I told them, can you just like put them up and take a picture so I can share it with Sheikh Mustapha? And they were like, yeah. They even say all together, they say, thank you,
Mashallah.
Yeah. They are looking for knowledge. Mashallah, they are looking for knowledge, and they were very grateful. So we did.
I know we have another picture here as well coming up. I think of the certificates there. We can upload that one there.
Yeah. So when we did this seminar, they took the books, they learned how to, how the system works, and they study it. So after 3 months, we went to Cuernavaca. So this is a picture of Cuernavaca. We did a seminar for 3 days, which the first day we focused on the prayer. It was just only the prayer. We did groups, and then we practiced the prayer. We make sure everybody got the prayer done. Then the day after, we went through the book of Welcoming to Islam. And then we had a test. Everybody had the test, the same like in here.
That we do at IIOC, the same exam? Right.
Yeah. And then we had the award ceremony. So we had there 12 people graduated in Cuernavaca. Yeah.
Perfect. Can we, and then we have also Sheikh Mustapha was there. He visited you guys. I wasn't able to make it that time, but I think Sheikh Mustapha was there. We can bring that up. And this is Sheikh Mustapha there, correct, at the New Muslim conference that you had in Mexico?
Yes. So and then we had the conference that was after 4 months. So during this time, the Muslims were practicing, they were studying the level 2, because some that they already graduated with level 1, then they studied for level 2. So we had also graduation over here. So we had 12 people that graduated from the mentorship program. And in this picture, it's very interesting because when you see Sheikh Mustapha, there is a brother on his left side. He made shahada that day, and also he got married that day. Yeah. So Sheikh Mustapha right there, he's making the dua for the nikah.
Allah bless them. And so the picture before, we can pull that back up. Those are certificates, meaning that's when they graduate, they get like a certificate of like completion, correct?
Yes, the same like here.
So same here, mashallah. So this, brother and sister, if you see, this is amazing. Like there's a graduation ceremony that we at IIOC do when our new Muslim brothers and sisters, they learn how to pray, and they learn Surah Fatiha, of course, right, and other surahs. We celebrate this because that's a huge accomplishment. For someone that might be born into a new family, I mean, they might know this just growing up, but for someone that is brand new, that's challenging. And then once they learn it, we celebrate it. That's amazing. Brother Muhammad, Shahab.
Mashallah, this, just to show the community that IIOC, is working, with the Southern, California community, and also, alhamdulillah, with the permission of Allah, we're going overseas as well, and helping these brothers and sisters. And mashallah, sister, is doing such a wonderful job with that. And this is all possible with your guys' contribution, your guys' support. It wouldn't have been possible. So imagine all the brothers and sisters in Mexico now that got a hold of the pamphlets, got a hold of the information, and this wouldn't be possible if we didn't have the proper support, the proper donations. So imagine all the people who donated to this effort and now sitting back and getting the reward of those who read the books, who make the salah, and it's such a beautiful thing. And we, inshallah, sister, may Allah reward you for all your efforts, and inshallah, and continue, for you to spread the deen of Islam, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. But of course, it doesn't stop there. And what was even more amazing was that, you were able to, by Allah's permission, there's a number of people that you came across and they were interested in Islam. If we can show this first video of Sister Samia with Patty there, Sister Patty.
Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah.
Ahora en español dices atestigo que no hay nada digno de ser adorado más que Allah. Y atestigo que el profeta Muhammad, la paz sea con él, es el mensajero de Allah. Takbir.
Allahu
Akbar, subhanallah. That was it gives me chills, like the sister wanted to embrace Islam. But of course, it didn't stop there. We have to show the community another footage. But before we do that, one of your mentors, and this is amazing story, brothers and sisters. I just need you to tune in for like 1 minute right now. Just listen to me. This is how amazing this story is. SubhanAllah. It gives you chills. So one of our brothers at IIOC, he recently accepted Islam. And he doesn't live too far away from IIOC in, of course, Anaheim, California. He went to Mexico to see his family. And after he became Muslim, he was giving them da'wah. I mean, he was talking to him about Islam, right? And he comes back, right? He comes back to the Anaheim area. His family, they were so intrigued by his message or the message of Islam. They knew someone that was actually going to the mosque, the masjid there in Mexico. So the whole family went to the masjid, and this is what happened.
Rahim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Yo testigo, hay un Dios, nombre Allah. Yo testigo, profeta Muhammad, paz con él, servidor, mensajero de Dios, de Allah. Nosotros seguimos todo su profeta. Nosotros queremos Jesús todo. Día de hoy, usted es musulmán. Takbir.
Allahu Akbar. I just look at that, Muhammad Shahab, I look at that and I'm just like, that was 7 people of a family. So the mother accepted Islam, 2 sisters, his 2 sisters accepted Islam, the nephews, the nieces accepted Islam. SubhanAllah, 7 people. And the interesting thing with his brother is that he didn't even know the masjid existed. He didn't know anything about Islam. He first went to Mexico. He heard about Islam there. Then he came. In Mexico, they told him about IIOC. Can you imagine this? In Mexico, they told him, hey, you're in this area. There's a mosque, IIOC. They have a full-time new Muslim department, outreach department. Go there. He comes, and he's like, you know what? I'm in Buena Park. I didn't even know you guys existed. Can you imagine that? And shortly, 7 of his family members, they accept Islam. Brothers and sisters, can you imagine this? Can you imagine you donating? And just imagine everything that these brothers and sisters do, everything they do, you're going to get the reward of. And every time they make wudu, right? Every time they pray, every time they go for anything they do, you are going to get the reward for it, brothers and sisters. So please help us out here. Donate at IIOC.com/donate. We're still very far from our goal. Brother Muhammad, you want to say something?
just to piggyback on what you said, it just reminded me of the hadith where Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Whoever calls others to guidance will have a reward like of those who follow him, without detracting from their reward." So imagine all the brothers and sisters. So now, whoever guides, if Allah guides someone through you, and this could also, if you through your contribution, if someone is guided, imagine the reward that you get. It's a continuous. This is sadaqah jariyah, because then his family accepted Islam, or his or her family accepts Islam. It's a continuous reward. So brothers and sisters, mashallah, I encourage everyone to join the work of dawah, get involved, and you can get involved by helping us out with the dawah tables, helping us out with different efforts, and also helping us out with your contribution, because without the contributions we cannot continue our efforts. So may Allah reward everyone who's been supporting IIOC, and may Allah bless them, inshallah, and may Allah continue to grant us success. Ameen.
Ameen. Ameen. Alhamdulillah. I just want everyone to see our progress bar. Of course, we've passed our 5,058, that goal that we're hitting. So alhamdulillah, we have a donor that matches. So if we can add $1,000 to that, that'll be great. So we should be at 78.45. And we're blessed. We have another generous donor that is willing to match up to $2,500 right now. $2,500. So we put $2,500 to 78.45. We have $10,345. If we can hit $10,345, we can add another $2,500. So brothers and sisters, please help us out. We need everyone, either one person or we need multiple people to donate. $50, $100, $1,000, whatever you can do. IIOC.com/donate. Also, we have our donor relations department. They are live right now taking calls. So if you want to call in and give your donation, if you're not close to a computer, no problem. You just call us at 714-576-5689, extension 1 or 2. We have a few reps right now. Our dear sisters Jenny and dear sisters Marlene, both, subhanAllah, they actually converted to Islam and they wanted to be part of this and they wanted to help out. So please call us 714-576-5689, extension 1 and 2. We are live right now, brothers and sisters. Again, please help us in reaching our goal. We need to hit $10,345 so that we can get matched another $2,500. Thank you so much. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, Sister Samia. Thank you so much. Any last minute things you want to say? We have about 15 seconds. If you want any suggestions, feedback.
As I'm holding the Quran, I just want to mention that many times that I went with Brother Jamal for the presentations, I saw them disappear from the tables. I saw the Qurans being just taken. People, they just want to read it. So people will be rewarded for investing in this. Your help in supporting the outreach department is very important. And when you're giving, you're not losing. You're actually investing. And you're investing with the Creator. And He will reward you immensely because He is a generous Lord. Jazakallah.
Yeah, thank you so much. And again, Sister Samia, Brother Forrest, these are real examples, brothers and sisters, transparency, meaning where your money is going. When you're donating, these are brothers and sisters that learn how to pray and make wudu, and then they're teaching other people about Islam. And then in this case, look, 7 family members. In Brother Forrest's case, his mother and his sister accepted Islam. Imagine everything they do, literally everything. They're fasting and they're praying and they're giving everything. You are getting the share of that. That's huge. That's the best investment that one can make. So, Sister Sumaya, thank you so much. You mentioned very quickly, sorry, about the Quran distributions. If we can put up this video before we do it, subhanAllah, we had a presentation at UCI with an organization that was affiliated with UCI, and literally halfway in the presentation about what is Islam, who are Muslims, it was a full house, a lot of people there. We had a table, we put free English translations of the meaning of the Quran there, and this is exactly what happened in the break.
And that was after we filled up the table 3 times.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that, how fast they went, literally? And that was, I think, the 3rd time, right, Sister Samia, that day? We had to fill up the table.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And again, when we give these free English translations of the meaning of the Quran, we're not charging them. It's free. But of course, we have overhead, we have expenses. So brothers and sisters, please help us. Sister Samia, thank you so much. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Just to be with
Brother Muhammad Shahab, this is amazing. We're so blessed to have, a community like this, man. What do you think?
MashaAllah, it's a blessing to have a community like this that supports the effort of dawah and shows importance. And look at the work that Allah has blessed us to do so much, MashaAllah, and touch so many people, not just in our locality but international. And then we have other stories as well of people not coming into IIOC from other countries and accepting Islam. So this wouldn't have been possible if the people didn't contribute. So may Allah reward everyone for their contributions, and inshallah,
Ameen.
help us keep the dawah alive. That's what this is for 2020. Help us keep the dawah alive. And how you can help? Number one, with your du'as. You can help by just joining the outreach department. And number three, help us tonight reach our goal. So inshallah, next year we can share some more successful stories. Ameen, inshallah.
Ameen. And also, just a reminder, as we have our next dear guest that's coming up, this is the night of the 23rd. So this could possibly be Laylatul Qadr, the night of decree, the night of power, because we know it's in the odd nights. Can it be tonight? Allahu alam. Allah knows best. But one of the things you can do in an act of worship is to give charity. What better way than you're giving to the masjid, specifically the Da'wah department that is going out on your behalf and conveying the message of Islam. So I remind myself and you the dua of Laylatul Qadr, Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Oh Allah, you are forgiving and you love to forgive, so forgive me. Right? And forgive us. Allahumma afuwan tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. So please keep your tongues wet in the remembrance of Allah. Do dhikr. Please donate generously. Before you're giving, just say Bismillah and give, brothers and sisters. We need help. Again, let's reach our goal. We're trying to get to 10,345. 10,345. If we can have updated our progress bar there, so we're going to monitor it again. So brothers and sisters, please, you can give IIOC.com/donate. Also, we have our donor relations representatives ready right now to take your calls and your pledges. 714-576-5689, extension 1 and 2. We have a number of people that are live right now. We only have till 11 o'clock, so literally we have 40 minutes, brothers and sisters. So we need to get to this. Please help us out. Let's get to 10,345. We are very close to it, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. Next up, I'm kind of excited, man. Shahab, how about you, brother? May I introduce our next guest? Do you give me permission? Ijazat.
Go ahead.
Alhamdulillah. Our next guest is none other than our Sheikh, dear mentor to both of us, dear brother to both of us, someone that we look up to and someone that's been connected in the work of da'wah and outreach. And it's none other than our dear Sheikh Mustapha. Sheikh Mustapha, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Welcome to the Deen Show.
Jazakallah khair. Great to be on the IIOC version of it.
MashaAllah, this is like the clone version, if you will. So thank you so much, ya Sheikh. I really appreciate it. You are very busy, and especially in nights like this, where I'm sure you have multiple commitments. Thank you so much for tuning in to us live here at IIOC. For those of you that, of course, this is live, so people all over the world are watching. Sheikh Mustapha is the Director of Outreach and Education at the Islamic Institute of Orange County in the beautiful city of Anaheim in California. Of course, he is also the Director and Founder of CIU, which is the California Islamic University. Plug for CIU, of course, for those of you, if you're trying to get, an understanding of your religion, of Islam, and want to learn about the biography of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him. You want to learn about, just the life of the Prophet. You want to learn how to read Quran with tajweed. I mean, there's a number of classes that Sheikh Mustapha is teaching at CIU, and I'm going to ask him momentarily to talk about that as well. You can find out more about his university, something that I'm part of as well, and Brother Muhammad Shahab is also, I believe, part of calislam.com. Calislam.com, correct, Sheikh Mustapha?
Islamic.com.
Islamic.com. My apologies.
The website on the exam, so you're okay.
Yeah, I know. I would have failed the exam. Alhamdulillah. Sheikh Mustapha, thank you so much for tuning in. We have limited time, so I wanted to just ask you a few questions. One is, of course, people are always interested in the work of da'wah, right? Meaning inviting others to the message of Islam. And of course, it's not something new. Meaning all the prophets, all the anbiya, their primary duty was to tell the people of La ilaha illallah, right? Can you share with us, maybe I mentioned in the Quran or from the seerah of the life of the Prophet ﷺ, incidents of da'wah,
Sure. Every single prophet that's mentioned in the Quran, they're all calling their people to Islam. I mean, that's their role. That's what a prophet is supposed to do. But I'll just mention one story in detail because it's one of my favorite stories about da'wah in particular. And it's about Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, which is mentioned in the 12th chapter of the Quran about Prophet Yusuf or Prophet Joseph, where, you know, he is falsely accused and he's thrown into prison, even though he's innocent. Right?
Sheikh Musa, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to cut you out. I think there's a little bit of a static from your end.
There is static.
Again, a little bit of feedback.
How about now?
Yes, it's still there. Still there a little bit, yeah.
Okay, mute and unmute. Hold on. Okay, how about now?
Yeah, it's still there. I'm getting yeah.
Let me reload real quick, and I'll see how that goes. Okay.
No problem. You know, I was gonna say we could also do a simultaneous fundraiser for our audio department too, as we always. You know, it's not an official IOC event unless we have some audio. You know, may Allah bless you. As Sheikh Musa was coming back, you know, and this is the reality of being in a virtual setting, brothers and sisters, and this is why we miss the masjid so much. Because in the masjid, I mean, this probably still what happened in the masjid, but it's okay. But you're in the masjid, right? That's okay, alhamdulillah. But it's, you know, Sheikh Mustapha, he's going to mention the story of Prophet Yusuf or Joseph. And the story is very beautiful. And the work of da'wah, of course, that all the Anbiya, all the prophets do. Brother Shahab.
You know, like the Sheikh mentioned, you know, that's, and you mentioned that, you know, all the prophets, that's basically what they did. They called people to, you know, Islam. And if you look at, you know, one of the main themes of the Quran is da'wah, and to call people to Allah, to the oneness of Allah, to call people to Tawheed. So that shows you, you know, the importance of this work. And inshallah, we look forward to, you know, Sheikh Mustapha will give us some more insight on, you know, the work of da'wah and through the, you know, Quran, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, thank you so much. We're going to put on we're highlighting some of the comments. We have a number of people leaving comments. Of course, we want to thank Sister Romana for reminding us of the best dua. Allahumma innaka afuwan tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Right, and there's, of course, other duas that one can make as well, meaning just be sincere, inshallah. We can bring up some more as well. Right here, the Prophet Muhammad said, God gathered the whole earth and showed it to me. I saw all the eastern, western regions. Indeed, the rule of my ummah will reach what I have been shown. So the work of da'wah, of course, is very important, alhamdulillah. Inshallah, as we're waiting for Sheikh Mustapha to come right back on to. Thank you so much, Sister Asma Taban. MashaAllah, may Allah SWT bless the IIOC Da'wah Department. May Allah bless you as well, my dear sister. You are part of the youth department at IIOC, so we thank you so much, alhamdulillah. I think we had a comment from a brother or sister from Sweden. If you can find that comment for us, it's very close to my heart, and I'll tell you why. There's a comment from somebody mentioning Sweden. If you can pull that up here as we're waiting for Sheikh Mustapha. As we're pulling up that comment, brothers and sisters, keep in mind 43 presentations outside of the masjid. And that is literally at colleges, at universities, at churches. Churches, think about people that are of other faiths, of course, of Christian background. They're inviting us to come to the church and talk to them about Islam. Can you imagine that? That is amazing. Like people are asking us to come and talk to them about Islam. That's amazing. That's amazing, you know, subhanAllah. So we've done 43 of these presentations. And of course, we reach over 1,632 people. SubhanAllah. So brothers and sisters, please, we need your help right now. We need you to donate. Donate at IIOC.com/donate. We need to get to 10,345. We have someone that's ready to match that, $2,500. So we need to reach that. If we can get an update on our progress bar, thank you so much. Back in real time is our dear Sheikh Mustapha Omar. Sheikh Mustapha, thank you so much. Bismillah, you were talking about Prophet Yusuf. Yes.
How's it sound? Better now?
Perfect. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah wa ba'd. So the story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam is beautiful. He's framed, falsely accused, and he's thrown into prison. So you can imagine, you know, how he's feeling at the point, right? Like he's sitting there, he's probably a little bit stressed out. You know, people naturally get stressed out when they're going through a difficult situation. Even prophets, they have feelings, they have emotions. So he goes into prison, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and then these two people come to him and they approach him, and they had these dreams, and they come and they say, hey, you know, you seem like someone who can give us some good guidance. So, you know, they come to him and they ask him, hey, what do you think about these dreams? So his response is beautiful. He says, don't worry, I'm going to explain to you the interpretation of your dreams before your next meal comes to you. Right, so there's meals in the prison. So he said, don't worry about it. Just stay calm, stay cool. Before you get your next meal, everything's going to be taken care of. So there's a sheikh by the name of Sheikh Abul Hasan al-Nadwi. He has this beautiful book called Inviting to the Way of Allah. And he explains the intricacies of the importance of da'wah in the story. So he says, look at a number of things that are happening. Number one, Prophet Yusuf is in a situation that is not ideal. He's falsely accused and he's thrown in prison. Most people have this idea that, you know what, you need to be in your A game. Everything is perfect in your life before you're going to call other people to Islam. Like your life needs to be like 100% perfect. And then if you have anything going on in your life, that was like on the back shelf, I can't do it, man. Too much stuff going on. No, the Prophet Yusuf is going through one of the most difficult challenges of his life. And he has these people coming to him, but he's still about to make da'wah. Number two, he says that these people come to him because they're in need. There's something going on in their own lives. And, this is what's amazing is that, I'm sure both of you can attest, and most people can attest that, when people come into Islam, there's usually, they're searching. Obviously, they've been searching for a while, but there's something also going on in their life where they start to kind of get out of this materialistic, dunya, worldly type of thing where they start searching for answers. Otherwise, many people, they just stay in their delusion and they're not interested in asking questions or anything. So these two men, they're going through that. This is like something that's bothering them. And they're like, I need to figure this out. So they come to Prophet Yusuf. Why do they come to Prophet Yusuf? They come to him because they say, we see amazing character in you. We're seeing like you're not like these other inmates around here. There's something special about you, right? And there's an important lesson there too, is that the person who's going to be inviting to the way of Allah, they have to exhibit that Islam in their character, right? It needs to be, the Islam needs to be lived as well. So giving the right explanation, giving the right argument, handing the right pamphlet, handing the right translation of the Quran, not a messed up translation of the Quran. I guess it's all important, and we take care of that here at IIOC as well, but you got to also live it. It's very, very important to live it in your life. So Prophet Yusuf, they come to him for that reason and they ask him, and what does he do? The first thing, he puts their heart at ease and he goes, don't worry, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to take care of you. I have the answers to your questions. And then he starts transitioning and he goes, do you know why I'm going to be able to do that? He says, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who's given me this ability. And then he starts talking about who Allah is. So just beautiful way of transitioning into da'wah. This is like a perfect example of, living in a materialistic environment for us, where oftentimes a lot of people, they're like, how can I bring up religion with my friends? They don't, it's kind of like, they're so used to this people, Bible thumpers and stuff knocking at your door. It's like, I feel uncomfortable. People are going to feel weird, like I'm pushing it on them or something like that. No, there's very wise ways of talking to people and also making that transition. So Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, he's conveying that message of Islam. He makes a beautiful transition. He exhibits Islam in his behavior. People come to him because of that. And then he starts explaining to them. And he's saying, you know what, guys? I know you guys worship, the God of the food and God of the skies and God of the thunder and lightning and all these different gods that people are worshiping. And he's like, you know what? But these gods, where's the evidence that any of these deities exist, right? Like when you talk to the average person, and you're like, you really believe like there's a statue that's a god, or you really believe like a human being is God. When you talk to people and you explain to them, they're like, yeah, that part really never made sense to me, right? But what's the normal explanation, right? They're like, well, that's what I grew up on. That's what I was taught. And I had no reason to question that. So he mentions that as well in his answer. And he says, these are just names that you and your forefathers, your ancestors invented. So he's basically saying, look, use your mind, use your intellect, think about, does it really make sense that you're going to worship anyone besides Allah, besides the one true creator? Do you really need to go through some intermediary to get to Allah, to get to the creator who made everything, right? So he's using the rational argument, and then he's dismantling the response that most people have. And that is, that's the way, that's what my church taught. That's what my temple taught. That's what my ancestors and my parents, that's what they told me. And he's saying, you know what? These are things that people just made up. You're not going to follow them just in case if they're wrong. So he explains all of that. He makes his da'wah, and these people come and they enter into Islam. And not only do they enter into Islam, Allah didn't tell us the rest of the story, but just like you were mentioning earlier on in this program, right? When some people come into Islam, it's not just them, right? They start to convey this message to their family gets affected, their other friends get influenced and they get affected. So this is something that is beautiful. So this is an example of da'wah directly from the Quran, from a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who's making the da'wah in one of the most difficult circumstances that he's ever been placed in. So the story is not even about da'wah. The story is more about the suffering that Prophet Yusuf is going through. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the same time puts in right there that same message of, you know what, while you're going through difficulties, while you're suffering, you still have that responsibility to call to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'll just add one more thing, is that I know a lot of people who are engaged in the field of da'wah. I mean, they're going and they're conveying the message of Islam. And even though, you know, there's some challenge, something going on in their life, maybe financial problem, maybe family problem or something like that, the blessing, the barakah that comes by calling other people to Allah, because of you calling other people, you know, to Islam, there's an immense amount of blessing. And it not only does it like get them out of their, you know, whatever depression or difficulty that they're going through, it's the greatest feeling in the world when that person comes and says, you know what, I'm ready to take my shahada. You know, it's like everyone in the audience, man, you know, it's like there's like this energy in the room, you know, everyone's like, man, takbir, super Allahu Akbar, you know, coming out and everything. So, you know, that was something beautiful. So that's just a story from the Quran, which personally motivates me. And I think there's an immense amount of wisdom and a lot of lessons to learn in that story as well.
Thank you so much, Sheikh. I really appreciate it. And just the story itself of Prophet Yusuf, Prophet Joseph, it's just amazing. And we have I think some non-Muslim guests as well that are tuning in, and they're very interested in the story of Prophet Yusuf. You know, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him. We have this comment here, subhanAllah, from Ibrahim 783. I want to come visit your masjid, but I am long from you, Sweden. The reason I highlighted this, of course, is you know, mashallah, you know, Sweden's home to me, meaning I was born in Sweden. And therefore, and I came here when I was 2 years of age. And what I hear now, because I have some family back there, is alhamdulillah, they're doing their best in the work of da'wah or educating people about Islam, you know. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, Ibrahim 783. But you can always, inshallah, keep us in your du'as, your prayers, and you can also contribute. So please do your best and kind of get the word out as well. IIOC.com/donate. Sheikh Mustapha, I know you have to get going and we're short on time as well, but there's a very important question and a question that needs to be addressed. And I think you're the best person to address it, because you are, of course, in the field of academia. You're, of course, very active in the work of da'wah and, of course, with new Muslims. And that is in this kind of political climate that we're in right now, with Trump and the far right on the increase and Islamophobia, why is it important for one to get involved in the work of da'wah or outreach or inviting people? Talk to us about that.
Sure. I'll just add to that. So not only are we in an era of, you know, really extreme right-wing anti-Muslim propaganda, but we're actually in an era of extreme left-wing moral relativism, where people are really confused about just basic values about life, family values, gender values, all sorts of things, right? So if you're living in an environment where there are extreme elements growing in society, you have extreme people on the moral front on one side, and then you have extreme people who are just trying to use Islam and Muslims as a scapegoat to put the blame of everything, like they did with the Japanese and like they did with the Jews and like they did with the Irish in the early 20th century. So Muslims are kind of like on the radar, and they're the ones that are being used as an excuse for any political thing that happens. So in that climate, right, we have a greater responsibility, right, for two reasons. Number one is that normally when you're going to convey the message of Islam to people who don't know anything about Islam, like the slate is just clean, right? You have a general responsibility, and, you know, some people are going to consider the message, some people will, you know, take it, and some people will, you know, say, no, I'm not interested in it. But when you have massive propaganda against Islam, against Muslims, you have like a ratio of, I think it's like 70 negative stories in the media to one positive story about Muslims.
Wow.
What's happening is that people are being brainwashed into thinking something is wrong with Islam, something is wrong with Muslims. So now if we want to convey the same message that we would normally have done, we have to put in extra effort, right? And that effort has to be multiplied, right? You can't just put in the same amount of effort when that propaganda was not there. So that's one, a responsibility. And two, in addition to conveying the message of Islam, naturally Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has programmed us with this concept of self-preservation. A baby comes out, if you throw it in the water, it starts trying to swim, right? Naturally going to go and incline towards, getting milk from, the mother. There's a natural survival instinct built into us. We as Muslims today, if we're being targeted, right? And we prior to this, we were living, luxurious lives. Many people who migrated from different countries to America, they're very happy. They're like, yeah, America is so great. It's so nice to be here compared to the bad political situation in our own countries. Okay, but now what's happening is that situation is beginning to change. So for our own survival, for our own preservation, that should not be the primary motive, but in addition to that, right, we have to realize that conveying the message of Islam, at least explaining to people what Islam is really about, is not only going to teach them what Islam is about in case they're interested, but it's also going to offset that potential danger to our own community and to our own safety and security here, because Muslims are targeted. Hate crimes are happening. It could happen to anybody, of course, by the will of Allah, by the will of God. But at the same time, by doing the da'wah is not only some people are going to consider Islam, some people are not. Other people are going to open their minds and realize, this propaganda that I'm seeing on, I used to say Fox News, but it's not just Fox, it's everywhere now. And CNN, ABC, BBC, they're almost across the board. Some are more open and some are more concealed, right? By doing that da'wah, by giving copies of the Quran to people, by explaining to them what the true teachings of Islam are, we're actually undoing that propaganda that is out there to defame Islam. And it kind of helps level the playing field, and it will help us in our own lives as well. And of course, it enlightens people who are searching for the truth, even if they're not interested in Islam as a religion. It enlightens them to understand, at least on an objective level, what Islam as a religion is truly about. So that increases, our desire and our want to convey the message of Islam to others.
Alhamdulillah, ya Sheikh. I feel like I'm sitting here and just like taking this in. I just wanted to go out the da'wah and you just really appreciate it.
Go tonight if you want. I'm ready, man. Inshallah.
Yeah, I know you're ready. MashaAllah. May Allah bless you. That's why I really look up to you and the work that you're doing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and your family, all the hard work that you're doing. Of course, some of us, we only see what's on the screen, but many of us, we don't see what happens off the screen, and the research and the sweat and the time that's put, into many different things. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh Mustapha. Thank you for tuning in on this IIOC live event here. Please make dua for us for this event, inshallah. Thank you so much. All right, alhamdulillah. When I thank Sheikh Mustapha there, brothers and sisters, good news. We have reached 10,345. So our very generous donor will match that, so we can add another 2,500 to that. That will be great, alhamdulillah. Let's add another 2,500. We'll update that bar. Thank you so much. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. But brothers and sisters, we are still, about around $10,000, $12,000 away from $25,000, which is our goal. Again, brothers and sisters, very doable, very achievable. And again, I just want to highlight one thing, and that is, again, one person that accepts Islam. Just one person, We're talking about, alhamdulillah, we're blessed with having 50 people at IIOC in 1 year, right? Roughly. One person. Everything they do, they go for Hajj, they go for Umrah, whatever they're doing, they're taking care of their family. And not even that, Muhammad Shahab, not even that. When they, inshallah, get married and they have children, and then they have children, and then they have children, all the way to the day of judgment, guess who gets the reward? You do. SubhanAllah. So why would you not want to invest, brothers and sisters? So help us out. As you know, with the COVID-19 situation, the mosques are closed. So that lifeline of people donating has been severely hit. And therefore, we need your help today, brothers and sisters. We have a lot of people that are live. So please, number one, donate generously. You can do so. You can call 714-576-5689, extension 1 and 2. We have our sisters ready to take your calls and take the payment right now. Number two, go online right now. Don't delay. Right now, IIOC.com/donate and give your donation. And number three, keep in mind, this is the 23rd night of Ramadan. This could be Laylatul Qadr. One of the best things you can do is giving charity. And remember, we know that Laylatul Qadr is better than 1,000 months, which translates to 83.3 years. Better than. Can you imagine you giving donation and this is that blessed night? So we need your help, inshallah. Please, Jazakallah khair. Brother Muhammad Shahab.
Just brothers and sisters, just to remind you, it's like Brother Jamal mentioned that times are tough. with this COVID-19 situation. But alhamdulillah, you know, the dawah continues, and we've been able to give dawah through this virtual platform. And this is with your help, with your contribution. So please, brothers and sisters, you know, one of the ways to actually increase your risk is to give in the path of Allah. So that won't deplete your risk. So remember that Allah promises that He will compensate the one who gives in His path. So whether it's just, you know, whatever you can do today, tonight, please, tonight, whether it's $5, $10, $20, $100, whatever you can do, it's the intention that's behind your giving. Do it, and don't think twice of the good deed, inshallah. And Allah has promised that He will compensate you for that. And we all, you know, He promises that your risk will increase. It's never going to decrease. So sadaqah never will, you know, put a decrease in your wealth. It'll actually increase your wealth. It'll put barakah in your wealth. And no better than to give it in this path where you'll get continuous reward. Imagine one person you donate to the IIOC department. One person accepts Islam through the materials that you assisted IIOC. Now you're getting the reward for whatever good he or she does. And then, like Brother Jamal mentioned, that now if he goes and conveys the message, you're still getting the reward. It's an endless reward. So, brothers and sisters, I encourage you to let's inshallah. I feel that we can do it, right, Brother Jamal? We can do it.
Yes.
We meet the goals.
Allahu Akbar. If you see, we got some more people that are donating online as well. Right now in real time, we're at $13,890.
Inshallah. So let's brothers and sisters, don't think twice. This might be the night of power. So inshallah, let's end the night of power with good.
Almost at $14,000. This is amazing. We're very close to our goal, brothers and sisters. We need you to donate, please. A few things, inshallah. Number one, please help us out. If IIOC has impacted you in any way, leave us some comments, you know, on the comment box there, in the chat box there. Number two, please make sure to like this video, right? Please make sure to share this video, and please make sure to subscribe. Specifically, if you're watching this on YouTube at our page at IIOC TV, please subscribe, because we got a number of different things that are happening. Alhamdulillah, as you see the running text on the bottom there, many non-Muslims are visiting the masjid. We have many Muslims that are, you know, coming back to Islam. We have full-time services. This is amazing. But brothers and sisters, we need your help. I can't stress that. We need your help. Please donate, IIOC.com/donate. And this is where we need the help, alhamdulillah. We have a few minutes. We're tailing in to the end of our discussion here. We have next someone very dear to us. And again, I can't do justice to the story, but I would like to introduce our dear sister Catherine. Sister Catherine, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
How are you, sister?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sister Catherine Lavariega. Did I say that right? Sister Catherine Lavariega?
Yeah, actually, you pronounced that really well.
All right, perfect. Alhamdulillah. I'm glad I pronounced it well, because I always butcher names. You know, I'm so sorry. You know, and if you know me, I'm not too good with names sometimes. So, but alhamdulillah. Sister Catherine, thank you so much for joining us here live at our event here, a live fundraising effort for the Dawah Department. Also, the main event, which is a journey to Islam by our new Muslim brothers and sisters, and of course, your journey. SubhanAllah. And that's why, like, I really wanted you to highlight your journey. Again, we only have a few minutes. We're coming down really quick. Again, I remind everyone, please keep donating. Alhamdulillah. Sister Catherine, if you don't mind, can you tell us about your journey to Islam, if it's okay?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So my journey really begins in 2015. When I was 22, I was diagnosed with cancer. And throughout my entire cancer journey, chemo, radiation, surgery, I felt God's presence with me. And you don't walk away from an experience like that the same. And I walked away from that experience with a desire and a thirst to become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so flash forward to February 2017, when I took my shahada. It was with a different organization. They had a dawah table that I saw positioned, subhanAllah, it wasn't to the right, it wasn't to the left, it was right in front of the store, of the retail store that I was working at the mall. So when
right
I got
in front,
out,
subhanAllah.
Yeah, right in front, subhanAllah. So when I approached, so I walked out on my break from work and I approached the table and it all happened so fast. Suddenly, I was sitting down, telling my story and saying, La ilaha illallah. I literally walked out of work a non-Muslim and 30 minutes later, I walked back to work a Muslim.
Allahu Akbar. And you're saying this is like during your lunch break? Like you just took a break and then.
This was during my lunch break.
Oh, subhanAllah. So within 30 minutes, like all this happened.
Yeah, subhanAllah.
Wow.
And alhamdulillah, someone from that, I mean, it was incredible. Alhamdulillah, that from that Dawah table, actually, someone at that Dawah table had connections to IIOC. So being that I was still so new and I was busy with work, I hadn't really found the opportunity to properly get connected to IIOC. It wasn't until like about 3 or 4 months later that once again, while I was at work, I ran into another Dawah table, and this one was run by IIOC. And so like, I just remember that day so clearly because as I approached the table, the IIOC Da'wah table, it didn't feel like I was being greeted by strangers. Everyone was so warm-hearted and just so welcoming. It felt like you guys had known me for forever and that I had known you for forever. And that really made me feel safe and comfortable. And I was just so excited and motivated to be part of this new Muslim program that I had been wanting to get into contact with for a while.
Allahu Akbar. May Allah bless you. May Allah bless you, Sister Kat, and subhanAllah. I don't know. I just find it very fascinating. I mean, like, you know, you're working and then you hear about Islam, you become Muslim, and then, you know, to help you in the support system, here comes, you know, IIOC just has a table. It was just part of our outreach. What we do is we literally set up these outreach tables, and maybe we can bring one on the screen with our tablecloth. Sometimes it reads, I love Jesus because I'm Muslim. And literally we position in the mall, and we have free English translations of the meaning of the Quran, some pamphlets. As people come by, literally hundreds, if not thousands of people, we're just talking to them, you know. So if we can pull up that picture of, this is kind of a, just a very snippet of, this actually was, you know, at the one of the local malls here, where this is what we do. We literally go out and we start having conversations with people. So what you see on the table there are free English translations of the Quran, free Spanish translation, English flyers, Spanish flyers. Literally, we have a sign-up sheet because we always follow up with people. And this is one of our volunteers who's just literally just talking to people. And literally, people come up and they will have questions, and we talk to them. You know, so it's just amazing. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Sis Catherine, we're very short on time. Really quickly, if you don't mind, alhamdulillah, any last minute remarks or suggestions for the community that's you know, tuned in right now?
Yeah, you know, brothers and sisters, believe me, all the experiences that you have been hearing about today that are part of this IIOC New Muslim program would not have been possible without, first and foremost, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but from your donations. So I highly encourage you to please donate. Your donations not only keep these programs going, but you're donating to build bonds between a mentor and their mentee. You're building to foster a desire to seek more knowledge about Islam.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Thank you so much, Sister Crafton. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for spending time with us. I wish we had more time with you, our dear sister. Please forgive us, but our time is, of course, very, very limited. But you've been a huge impact to all of our lives. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Brother Muhammad Shahab, we are very close. We only have about, you know, like 10 minutes or so. We have some good news. And that is, we have a donor, Allahu Akbar, who is really ready to match up to $5,000 right now, up to $5,000. So we need to get this amount from what we have, 14,305. Let's get it to 1905. 1905. If we can get it to 1905, we have someone that's ready to donate $5,000, brothers and sisters. So please help us out. We need your help right now. IIOC.com/donate. And what I want to do right now, Shah, I don't know if they're ready, man. You think they're ready? I don't know if they're ready.
I don't know. They might be.
Okay. We're going to do like a live fundraiser virtually right now. We have a number of people that are online right now. I'm going to do with your permission, Brother Muhammad Shahab, I'm going to do $100 live fundraiser right now. That means everyone who can donate $100. And that is very possible, brothers and sisters. That's very possible. What I need you to do right now, because we are limited with time, we need to hit and we need to get the goal of 19,305 so we can get additional $5,000. I need everyone who's listening to this right now. I need you to donate minimum $100. And if you can donate right now in our comments in the chat box, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. That's one. But of course, we need you to donate at IIOC.com/donate. So let's get the comments started. I am looking at the chat box right now. Who can help us? Who will be the first one to donate $100, brothers and sisters? Remember, this is going towards free English translations of the Quran. This is going towards free Spanish translations of the Quran. This is going towards flyers. This is going towards all kinds of different things. The tours of the masjid. We are doing, we're trying to do our best here. So we need $100. Okay, we got one. Alhamdulillah, Sister Amy Jimenez. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and give you the best in this life and the life to come. Thank you so much. Who can help us out? We need $100 donation, brothers and sisters. And $100, to be very honest, is doable for all of us. It is doable for all of us, brothers and sisters. Please donate. We need hands. We need hands. In the chat box, just put in a thumbs up. Thumbs up, I can do $100. And then make sure to go on IIOC.com/donate. Do we have some more hands? We have one hand. We need one. All right, brother Ali, brother G Ali, $100. Thank you so much. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. We have $200. We need to keep going. I want to see like 100 hands. I want to see 100 hands, even though we don't have 100 people online live. It's okay. But we want to see, we have 40, 50 people. And again, if you want, you can call in. If you don't have a laptop or computer close to you or a tablet, call in 714-576-5689, extension 1 and 2. Our sisters Marlene, Sister Jenny are live right now taking your calls. Please help us out here. So $100, brothers and sisters, who can help us out? Literally, minimum $100. If you can do 500, you're covering 5 people. If you can do 1,000, you're covering 10 people. Brother Muhammad Shahab, we have a few minutes. Help us out here.
Brothers and sisters, look, you saw what we do, and this is all from the permission of Allah first, and then with your contribution. And just to show you, some more projects, this is one of our projects that, we work every, towards Ramadan and towards Christmas time. We have the opportunity to educate people on, the Jesus in Islam and what is Islam. So this is a gift box we make, and we give to our friends and non-Muslim friends and non-Muslim family members. And, this is possible with your contribution. So, projects like these, who knows that this, this could go in someone's hand, and inshallah, he or she can, be the next person who's guided to Islam. So this will be possible with your help. So brothers and sisters, today, inshallah, please donate generously. Let's help IIOC meet their goal tonight. And inshallah, with the permission, I feel that inshallah we can do it. So inshallah, whoever can right now donate $100. Please go ahead, and the $100, brothers and sisters, is not going to waste. It's going to just multiply, because all you'll see is, with the permission of Allah, it's just good work coming out of IIOC. So inshallah, I encourage everyone today, just be generous and just, and help us to do more projects like these. Help us to touch other parts of the world, like we already in Mexico. And Brother Jamal, just to let the community know that, just to share a short story of Brother Mark. Brother Mark was actually a brother who was on vacation in California. He was from Australia. And, the first masjid that he contacted was IIOC. And this was possible because IIOC has a full staff. So we were able to get a hold of him. Long story short, he was able to come and attend a new Muslim course. And then after talking to him, communicating with the permission of Allah, he accepted Islam. So he never imagined that on his vacation from Australia that he will accept Islam. And this was possible because of your guys' contribution, assisting IIOC with a full-time program that can, assist people like Brother Mark, who can call in, and there's always someone to answer a call, book an appointment to, or just book a personal appointment. So brothers and sisters, you guys see the work. Just be generous and help us keep the dawah alive, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khair. We are very close. We're getting close. Again, few minutes, brothers and sisters. We need your help, please. We need everyone to donate. Is there someone in this blessed night, this night of the 23rd, which again, it could be Laylatul Qadr? Can we have someone to match? We are very close. We have the donor waiting to match $5,000. We need to hit $19,305. Can you guys help us out? We have Sister Farah Nasruddin, Sister Farah May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Thank you so much. Again, just put it in the chat box. Give me a thumbs up if you can donate minimum $100. If you can 200, you can do 500, you can do 1,000. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Please let us know. Let us know if you can right now, if you can help us out. We need the help. Again, as you're seeing some of the stats, and let me pull up some of the pictures here of some of the outreach that we've done, starting with some presentations in the church. If you can bring up these pictures, it's amazing. Just to kind of give you an idea here. Brother Muhammad Shahab, we're going to pull up these pictures here. I think we have one of the church coming up here. As we're pulling up the pictures, again, remember, donate at IIOC.com/donate. And here's another picture. This, subhanAllah, is one of the churches that invited us to come and talk to them about Islam, right? So we are there. If you look at the screen, it says, what is Islam? Who are Muslims? Literally, we have an audience, and they are asking us, hey, come talk to us about Islam. Come talk to us about Islam, subhanAllah. Can we show up the next picture? Because we are very limited with time. And we'll pull up the next picture here. All right, and this picture, subhanAllah, is of the masjid tour. So we have, if you see a number of people that come, and they're so, subhanAllah, in the musalla, they're not Muslims, but yet they still, out of respect, want to put on the hijab, out of respect, in the prayer hall, in the musalla, right? And this is one of our outreach representative, Sister Nicole, who's giving a tour of the masjid and just educating people about what Islam is all about and who Muslims are. SubhanAllah, this is amazing. And we have a number of different presentations and tours that we do, SubhanAllah, throughout the year, right? So, brothers and sisters, I literally am almost out of time and almost out of breath and almost out of like anything else that I can say. However, you know what? I believe in this cause. I believe in this cause because I know this is going to be good for people, and this is good for them to, to have Islam and to be educated again. So, brothers and sisters, coming back now, thank you so much to our IT team behind the scenes. There's so many people that are working behind the scenes to make this happen. SubhanAllah, Brother Muhammad Shahab, our IT department, all of our volunteers, yourself, everyone helping, everyone making dua for us. We really need the amount. We need, brothers and sisters, we need your help. Brother Muhammad, help us out here as we're close to closing.
Brothers and sisters, there's so much we can, we're short of time, but there's so much, we would love to share with you guys the projects that we're working on. And just imagine, with these masjid tours and with these churches, there's a demand. People want to learn about Islam. And from my experience, I've seen that, people want to learn. So we have to do our part, whether it's actually going out on the field or whether it's contributing, we have to do our part so we can, supply the demand, as say, because people are eager to learn about Islam. People are curious. They're looking for their direct connection with their Creator, because something like as you heard today, some of the guests that are on that, what they were doing before, it didn't really click for them, and it didn't make sense. And Islam is what it provided them a solution, to connect with their Creator. And this is only possible, brothers and sisters, if you help us, and we can continue this effort. We can go to more churches, colleges, set up at more malls, etc. And even now, with the COVID-19 situation, we're working on social media projects that, that need your assistance, So please be generous, donate today. This might be the night of power. So inshallah, may Allah bless all of you that tuned in towards the end. And let's end this fundraiser with in a good end. And inshallah, I see we're almost close. The latest, so we have 16,000. Mashallah. So brothers and sisters, are we, Brother Jamal, we're going to go 10 minutes more?
No, we have to stop. We have to stop actually in the next minute or so, because we have another event. For those of you that are tuning in, we have a all-night qiyam with a number of speakers that are going to be joining us. We're going to be going to about, I think, 3 o'clock in the morning. So you can find us again on IIOC TV. Just give us a minute. I want to close with this, and that is, as we're updating, we need to get you 19,305 with the last minute or two. We have one of our dear sisters, Sister Diane Hansford, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless her and raise her ranks in Jannah. I would say about a month and a half before, who is Sister Diane? By the way, Sister Diane is, she was someone who converted to Islam, and she was the only Muslim in her family, to the best of my knowledge. And she was part of the IIOC family, and she was helping in teaching other people how to pray. And she was a mentor to new Muslims, right? And I think one of them is actually online, live right now in the comment section. And she was, every time I was doing a presentation of the tour, every now and then she would join me. So she was shadowed to learn how to give a tour to some of our non-Muslim guests. And so she was, anytime non-Muslims would come, she would make herself available to talk to them. You know, it was amazing. Then I get a text message about, I want to say about a month or two before Ramadan started, right? And that text message read, Brother Jamal, Assalamu alaikum, Sister Diane just passed away. And it took me a minute, honestly. It took me a minute because this is someone who was just part of the community, subhanAllah. And so the point I'm trying to make is, brothers and sisters, you and I might think we have like 20, 30, 40 more Ramadans to go. We don't know. We don't know. This might be our last Ramadan. This might be the last Laylatul Qadr opportunity that we have. So therefore, I am pleading with you, my brothers and sisters, give and give whatever you're able to give. $100, $200, $5,000. We need to hit our goal. Alhamdulillah, we're getting very close. We're at about $16,620. With that, I want to respect the time. We went a few minutes over. Brother Muhammad Shahab, I want to thank you immensely, my dear brother, for staying tuned with us and hanging on. I really appreciate it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and give you the best, man. I really appreciate it. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
event, and may Allah reward you and reward everyone at IIOC for their efforts. And inshallah, while just wrapping up, inshallah, just one last thing to all the viewers, please don't think twice. Donate. Your money's going to a very good cause, inshallah. And as you see, there's so much good that, you know, it's so much that we wanted to share with you. We wanted to do a 2-3 hour fundraiser, but we can't because we're short of time. But there's so much good, inshallah. Whatever you give is going to go to good. That's all I have to say.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. May Allah, Allahu Akbar. We have, subhanAllah, I have to say this in closing now. We have two separate donors that want to donate up to $5,000. And I think we've already met it. So that means that was $10,000. So we have a $10,000 donation. If I'm reading this correctly, we have about $10,000, subhanAllah. So if we can update that. So from 16,620, we are at 26,620. So we have passed our goal. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless these donors. SubhanAllah, these are some, I want to keep it anonymous because I think they want to be anonymous. If I read this correctly, this is a $10,000 donation, 2 $5,000 donations. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, brothers and sisters. Leave some comments, leave some feedback. Please make dua for them. Please make dua for everyone that has donated. SubhanAllah, everyone that has helped. We really appreciate it. This is going to help us to sustain our dawah effort as much as we can. Again, it's not too late. Just because we have to go off of air right now, that doesn't mean you have to that you can't contribute. Contribute IIOC.com/donate. You can also call in 714-576-5689, extensions 1 and 2. The sisters are waiting right now. Also, please, if you haven't done so already, please leave us some comments. Right? Share this video. Please also subscribe to our YouTube page at IIOC TV. And also, please make sure to like this video. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. I'm your host. I'm your brother in Islam, Jamal Zaheen, saying thank you so much. May Allah bless you this night. Please don't remember the night is still young. We have till Fajr. Do your best to be in the acts of worship, in the acts of ibadah. Make dua, stand in front of Allah. Pray like you've never prayed before. Make dua like you've never made dua before. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. Thank you so much. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.